The Glow Hampton. Welcome to Jason Unleashed, Mama. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Jason.
Of course, I was a huge fan of the first run of Dance Moms, and now it's a new era. It's a new era with you at the helm. I got to see the first episode and Glow. It's different, but tell us why this new era is in fact a new era.
Well, the world is a very different place. The children, I finally got to see a few episodes. I did a lot of interviews where I had seen nothing, so it was, I wasn't even prepared. But, um, you know, I love that these children are outspoken. I love that they speak their mind. I love that they aren't afraid to tell me how they feel. They're not afraid to tell their moms how they feel.
Hmm.
And definitely the biggest difference is my coaching style. Um, I just teach very differently. I have I have great respect for Abby and her knowledge of dance. And she has working professionals all over the world, as do I.
Hmm.
But I just teach a little differently.
You do. First of all, have you talked to Abby? Has Abby seen any of the new show? How are you guys doing?
I, I don't know if she's seen it. I did. She did congratulate me when it was announced that we were cast. Which I appreciated. I would have loved some guidance. I would have loved some input. It was a whole new world for me. I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I'm used to being behind the scenes and putting the kids out there for in the limelight. But then I did reach out to her when she was on the East Coast and we were both in Florida, and I had wanted to get together, and she wasn't very receptive to the
Hmm.
idea. And it's sad to me. I mean, hopefully we can get back to a place of friendship. We did vacations together. I flew to LA when she was very, very ill to be there for her. And I know this was her baby. She
Sure.
created this iconic cult following for this show, but it is a new era.
It is.
And I mean, Abby doesn't have a team right now, right?
Right.
So I don't even know if they reached out to her to do it, but she's in a very different place in her life, and it was time for something new.
Well, you mentioned something new, and you also said earlier that this is a whole new ballgame for you. You've been teaching for over 40 years now, and this is also a family affair. Your daughter Kaylee's on the show too. Love to see that. But
She is.
having cameras in a dance studio, I taught a dance studio for over a decade. I understand the culture. It's especially a
Right.
competitive dance studio. The parents, talent beyond talent with these kids. They're like mutants. They're just so talented, but yet you also have these other elements that come into play, ego, a lot. But for you,
Sure.
having cameras in your face, capturing every morsel of that experience, how did you get up for that? How did you mentally prepare for that?
I'm not sure you can ever mentally prepare for that. Because I am, like I said, I'm so used to being behind the scenes. I've never wanted the limelight. I wanted my students to succeed and be the center of attention. So I think what really drove me was that it was such an incredible opportunity for them, right? I think that, I mean, if you've seen these children, they are something else.
They
They
are.
are they are amazing. They're funny. They're talented. They're most adorable little faces that I think are just destined for stardom. So that was what drove me. There was a learning curve involved. Or being able to create what I usually take months and months to do in 2 days was hard. It was a high pressure situation for all of us. And I finally, I think I finally settled in. I said, you know what? This is what I've done for 40 years.
Yeah.
Just do your job. You have to kind of learn to tune the cameras out. But there was definitely a learning curve involved. But I just went to this place of I know what I'm doing. I've done this for so long. Just do what you do.
Yeah, just do what you do. Watching, it's evident. I mean, the kids are just like out of this world, and you also show compassion. I know people took issue with Abby's show with how the kids were thrust into what even they're calling toxic situations. These are young, these are babies that are competing, but also in an environment where their parents, the adults, are acting juvenile, if you
Like children.
will. What don't we see that leans on self-care and protecting the kids that's not shown on the show?
I haven't seen it all, but I'm a very different style teacher. I teach from a place of love and wanting these children to succeed for themselves, not for me, for no one but themselves. And I know that the kids respect me, and there are lots of tears, and it breaks my heart to see those kids melting down. But I think a lot of it was just the the time schedule and the pressure of going so quickly with this. But they do know that I love them and I want the best for them, and that's why they get so emotional if they feel like they've disappointed me. Not because they're afraid of me.
Yeah. It's interesting talking to you because you're so soft and you have this warmth about you, and
Really?
it does come across on screen. But and I understand. Look, one, you have a business to run. Two, a legacy. Three, you want to win. We're not waking up to be mediocre. No, we're not. The levity,
Absolutely.
the levity. Will we
Right.
see joyful moments this season?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I mean, again, I haven't seen it all. I mean, there were definitely joyful moments. But I don't. I think the people would be surprised to know that, like, I live. My roommate is one of the girls' moms. I
Oh,
live with them. I have an apartment in their basement. Maybe I'm giving away a secret,
exclusive.
but sorry.
Nothing. I said
Oh,
exclusive.
oh, right,
Exclusive
that's right.
news.
Right, right. But a lot of times after we were finished and we were wrapped, the kids are coming over to hang out, and they're jumping on top of me, and we're playing, and so I hope that that does come across. When I'm teaching. Yep, there's time. We got to be tough, and we're all under that gun and that pressure. So I firmly take accountability for losing it a few times and getting upset. But what coach doesn't?
Yeah.
You're not in this. They should be having fun because it's what they choose to do in their spare time. Like every spare moment is spent dancing, but at the same time, it's serious business.
Yeah.
And you're right. You don't go out there just to be mediocre.